Another day, another book review. The Devil in the White City, a tale of murder, magic, and madness. Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we will be diving into the riveting world of The Devil in the White City by Erik Larson. This non-fiction book tells the chilling tale of America's first serial killer, H. Holmes, and the incredible story of the 1893 Chicago World's Fair. So, buckle up, and let's explore the dark and fascinating history that unfolds within the pages of this book. Part 1: The 1893 Chicago World's Fair, a symbol of hope and progress. The 1893 Chicago World's Fair, also known as the World's Columbian Exposition, was a landmark event in American history. Designed to showcase America's progress and ingenuity, the fair brought together architects, engineers, and artists from around the world to build a dazzling, white city on the shores of Lake Michigan. Larson introduces us to key figures like Daniel Burnham, the fair's chief architect, who was responsible for its stunning design. At the heart of the fair was the White City, a collection of grandiose buildings made of white stucco that resembled ancient Greek and Roman architecture. The fairgrounds were filled with wonders like the world's first Ferris wheel, which stood 264 feet tall, as well as exhibits showcasing technological advancements such as the first electrically lit city and the first moving sidewalk. However, behind the scenes, there were many obstacles to overcome. Burnham and his team faced labor strikes, a national financial panic, and a race against time to complete the fair's construction. Despite these challenges, the fair opened on time and was a massive success, attracting over 27 million visitors from around the globe. Part 2: The Dark Side of the Fair, H. Holmes and His Murder Castle. While the World's Fair was a shining example of human achievement, there was a darker side lurking in the shadows. Enter Dr. H. Holmes, a charming and cunning serial killer who used the fair to lure his victims into his web of deception. Holmes built a murder castle just a few miles from the fairgrounds, which he designed with hidden passages, secret rooms, and a macabre basement equipped for torture and disposal of his victims. Holmes's modus operandi was to prey on young women who came to Chicago seeking employment or adventure. He would offer them jobs or lodging at his hotel, only to murder them and dispose of their bodies in his basement. Holmes was a master manipulator and businessman, using insurance scams and other cons to fund his criminal enterprise. Despite the horrifying nature of his crimes, Holmes managed to evade capture for years, thanks in part to the chaos surrounding the fair and the lack of communication among law enforcement agencies. It wasn't until years later, when a former employee tipped off the police, that Holmes was finally brought to justice. Part 3: The Collision of Two Worlds. Larson masterfully weaves the stories of the World's Fair and Holmes together, creating a compelling narrative that highlights the stark contrast between the bright, hopeful vision of the fair and the dark, twisted reality of Holmes's world. The fair represented the pinnacle of human progress, while Holmes embodied the very worst of humanity. As the fair reached its conclusion, the White City began to crumble, and the darkness that had been lurking beneath the surface was revealed. Fires and vandalism destroyed much of the fair's infrastructure, and the city of Chicago was left to reckon with the economic aftermath of the event. The dream of the White City had come to an end, leaving a haunting reminder of the fleeting nature of human achievement. In the wake of the fair, Holmes's reign of terror also came to an end. He was finally arrested in 1894, and his horrifying deeds were uncovered. He confessed to 27 murders, though the actual number of his victims remains unknown. Holmes was executed by hanging in 1896, bringing a grim end to his twisted story. Part 4: The lasting impact of the World's Fair and the legacy of H. Holmes. Despite the darkness that accompanied the 1893 Chicago World's Fair, its impact on American culture and technological innovation cannot be understated. Many of the products and ideas showcased at the fair went on to shape the modern world, such as the widespread use of electricity, the development of urban planning, and the rise of American consumer culture. The story of H. Holmes, on the other hand, serves as a chilling reminder of the depths of human depravity. Holmes's Murder Castle has become a symbol of the dark underbelly of the Gilded Age, a time of great progress and great suffering. His crimes have inspired countless works of fiction and non-fiction, solidifying his place in American history as one of the country's most notorious serial killers. Part 5: Lessons and Reflections. The Devil in the White City provides us with a wealth of lessons and reflections. On one hand, it is a testament to human ingenuity, ambition, and perseverance. The World's Fair showcased the very best of what humanity could achieve, pushing the boundaries of technology and art in ways that had never been seen before. On the other hand, it is a sobering reminder of the darkness that can lurk within the human soul. H. Holmes represents the worst of humanity, preying on the vulnerable and exploiting the dreams and aspirations of those who sought a better life in the bustling city of Chicago. Ultimately, The Devil in the White City is a story of contrasts, the triumph of human achievement juxtaposed against the chilling reality of human evil. It reminds us that progress and innovation do not come without a cost, and that we must always remain vigilant against the dark forces that threaten to undermine our collective accomplishments. Conclusion. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Erik Larson's The Devil in the White City. If you found this video insightful and would like to learn more about the book, consider picking up a copy and diving into the captivating world that Larson has created. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more book summaries and analysis. Until next time, happy reading.